Hello and welcome back to This Is. Today we're going deep into the bowels of Wish to see exactly what we can get when we try to purchase some AirPods.
So the premise of this one is while we were searching through Wish for some of a mystery tech items for a Wish themed episode.
So we actually ordered 3 different AirPods, which all have the exact same photos, and they ranged in price, including shipping, between $7 and $20.
Yeah.
Supposedly they're all the same thing.
Super cheap.
So what I'm really curious about is AirPods are, generally speaking, well over $100 based on the sale price. So even though these are very clearly knockoffs, and I highly doubt that this photo of what looked to be genuine AirPods or what we are about to get, I really want to see, can you actually save money by getting a decent pair of headphones that just happen to be inspired by AirPods?
Right off the bat, this is gonna be interesting because this is the first one that came in.
Okay.
The second one, but
that's a real box.
Third one, it looks on the surface like an exact AirPod box. However, there's some key differences here that is make us think it's fake. The fact that the orientation is not aligned, but then this font is not
fake.
This is not the Apple font.
Now this says these are wireless charging. I highly doubt they're wireless charging. Even something like this, which is very clearly inspired by AirPods, isn't quite the same thing. There's no Apple logo. It doesn't say AirPods. It's i7 TWS. I mean, it even has the different colors here. So these are the real AirPods. So let's start with this one, the i12. So the first thing I noticed is it does come with a lightning cable. So it's not micro USB, which is nice. It is much closer to the real AirPods.
That is definitely a key factor in this.
And wow, look at the case. The main difference is that this is significantly lighter. But I mean, you look at the hinge, you've got the button. It's in a slightly different location, but I mean, dimensions are almost the exact same. You've got the lightning port on the bottom.
Yeah.
Ooh. I mean, it's not bad. It's just cheap, and it just feel it. It's so lightweight.
I will tell you that one of my fidget spinneriness is I love to just flick this in my pocket.
The real ones.
Yeah, and this is garbage.
The differences with the fake AirPods are very subtle.
Well, and so the stem on this is
wow, that's significantly
huge.
Longer.
Yeah.
They're not exact clones. There are small differences across the board, but that's very close. You know, Matt, when it comes time to buy your sketchy AirPods, you know what you need?
Would that be a reliable VPN?
Why, yes, it would. The wonderful sponsor of today's video, NordVPN. So with Nord, you get wide support for all kinds of devices to make sure that your online browsing is safe and secure. Now, I've been using NordVPN for years as it's a super useful tool to not only make sure that you're protected when you're on public Wi-Fi, but even when you're in areas such as China where internet is severely limited, it actually really makes that much easier to, use YouTube in places that you can't normally use YouTube. And on top of that, because it's so easy to install on your various different devices, I have NordVPN on my laptop, my phone, tablet, whatever the case is. So no matter where I am, no matter what sketchy Wi-Fi I need to get on or whatever sketchy AirPods site I'm going to, I know that I'm gonna be nice and safe. So if you are not yet on the VPN train, definitely be sure to go check out NordVPN at the link in the description, where you will get 70% off. That's literally $3.49 a month. Look, man, I know what you're doing. I'm not gonna judge. And guess what? The world doesn't either. NordVPN will keep you safe and secure.
Thanks, NordVPN.
These are the first fakes that we tried. Look at the difference just in the case size. I mean that's not even close. I don't even understand. This feels light. This one feels even lighter. Like, do these even have batteries in them? I feel like the cases are literally just there to charge, but if you have your headphones
I don't think these are charging cases whatsoever. This is literally, I feel like I'm not even holding anything. It's got a power button, but I mean, that's
probably for syncing. Oh wait. Yeah, I don't know. You see the size difference? I feel like I'm a little kid putting in my dad's AirPods. This is, I literally want to grab this with like my fist, whereas this is like one finger. Like that's
gonna cause stress on your ear.
All right, let's see if these will actually pair. I'm doubtful.
So here's the thing, that has a button on it. Like,
also, this is not powering on. Are all of these just shipped to us dead out of the box?
Which is not normal. Normally when a battery is usually about half charged when it's shipped to you.
So for context, these are the most legit looking fakes. The box looks very similar.
I don't unbox things like Austin does. Which, okay.
That looks pretty legit. Very similar dimensions. Still less weight, but unlike the first one, this has the hinge in the right spot, the button almost in the right spot, and it says the designed by Apple in California, assembled in China. This one is really trying to be real AirPods.
Yes, but yo,
Is that a real? What?
It's not real. This is no. Wait.
That looks pretty legit, man.
This looks pretty legit. This one supposedly has wireless charging.
Oh, we can find out that
Yeah.
right now. I highly doubt it though. Okay, so if I put on the real AirPod 2s with the wireless charging case, okay, the little LED lights up, the charging pad is working, everything as you would expect.
Yes.
Drop those on.
So
see what
here.
happens. Oh, nothing happens at all.
However, I've noticed with some of these, the fakes, the wireless charging is reversed.
Okay.
And this one, nothing.
Out of all the AirPods we've taken a look at today, these are the ones that I think would fool most people, especially if you've never owned a pair of AirPods. All of the differences are very small, they're very subtle. So let's begin with the very first pair of AirPods, which seem to be decent. They don't have the Apple logo and everything on them, but if I try to sync them, I assume, oh wait, i7 TWS. Something is working right now.
Yes, which that's them.
It's worked. Okay, so I just got connected in the pairing. What? Connected and pairing. What?
That just sounds like static coming from your ears right now.
It sounds like I'm listening to like the tiniest speaker in the world that someone shoved in my ear.
I mean, that's exactly what you're doing.
I don't even, I'm done. I'm already done. 3 seconds of that. That's some of the worst sounding headphones I've ever seen.
So the best way I can describe the sound of these is that if I got these out of a gumball machine out front of like a CVS.
Look, this is AirPod clone Gen 1.
Yeah.
This is the very beginning. I think the other models, which they're all confusing now. These other models are a much newer generation. Let's see if we can get any of these to pair. I don't even know. They all look so similar now. I'm getting them all mixed up. What? What? Wait, connect. Oh my.
Oh!
They even. What?
Okay.
Wait, which one did that? I don't know which one it is. It's this one, right? Hang on. Let me. Did they actually clone?
The chip?
So this is using the real AirPod pairing menu. I opened it up and it just works. So done.
Is that the T2 chip though, or W2 chip that needs
I
that?
don't know. So i7 TWS. Was that those AirPods that show up as real Air?
But I don't think it worked the real way. I'm thinking that it is.
It's telling the iPhone that they're real AirPods.
All right, so
oh,
Right,
AirPods.
AirPods.
Okay, wait. What is that? Is that this?
I think that's this one. So
okay, so it did it again. So one of these is showing up as real AirPods. So if I press it,
and this again,
connecting i7 TWS. It is this one.
All right.
But why are the worst ones the only ones that show up, and the newer, like much like more legit ones, like, I mean, I get that these are fake and they feel. Old, ugly, cheap-looking AirPods that sound terrible actually show up to the iPhone as AirPods, and they basically
paired like it. I mean, it definitely wasn't seamless.
What I want to do is I want to try the much more legit-looking AirPod clones.
Yes.
And the issue here is that neither of ours are functioning. One of them has an LED light which flashes when it's charging.
Well, they both. I've swapped them out. They both have this LED that shows charging.
So should we just let these charge for like another 30 minutes to an hour or something and then come back and give it a try?
So we have had these charging now for about an hour, and it's blue.
Okay, that's a good sign.
It's blue.
Do you need to take them out? Here, let's put them in.
All right.
Oh, power on. I just heard it. Okay. Oh,
I just got connected.
Okay, I see i12. Oh.
That these are the i12s.
So you have i12s?
Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't.
Oh! Whoa! Wait, is this right?
It has to. Wait, it has to be.
Connect. Oh, that's very exciting. Okay, hold on. So I'm gonna use mine. So these are the really legit looking fakes. If I put these in, yeah. See, so we have AirPods and i12. So if I hit this, do you hear it?
Now I hear it, yeah.
Okay, we actually have both working at the same time. These do not sound anywhere near as bad as the other ones.
These sound infinitely better than these ones.
Agreed.
I don't think they sound as good as regular AirPods. But
I think it's not that far off.
no, I agree.
They're not, like, these are like 80% as good as normal AirPods, which to be fair, are not great headphones. But, I mean, it's got the capacitive touch to put them in. Now, mind you, it doesn't like play and pause when I take them in and out of my ears.
Yeah, it's still playing.
And obviously, we're connected to the same phone with 2 pairs of headphones, which is confusing everyone involved, including ourselves. But this is not bad. This is not bad at all.
I mean, for 1/5 the price.
They look just like AirPods. They come in an AirPod box. They function pretty much like AirPods. I mean, normally when you think of clones, you think of something which is very much inferior, like it might look
you
like
think
it.
like this.
You think that. But when you look at these, they're almost indistinguishable from AirPods. And if you are not someone who knows what real AirPods look and sound like, you'd be hard pressed to tell the difference. We have all these on the table. I keep picking up the wrong ones, not realizing. I mean, like, they're a little bit lighter. I don't want to wholeheartedly recommend these because they're definitely of below real quality. There are certainly some issues with it. But if you can pick these up for like 10, 15 bucks, it might be worth the gamble. They're not that bad.
I mean, for just a truly wireless headphone setup for 10, 15 bucks, I don't think you're gonna get much better.
So this gets me very excited. I feel like this needs to be a series. I think this is something we can go in depth on so many other products.
Well,
So
I
definitely-
have some good news for you.
Oh, okay.
I have a whole list of products in that we can test out on these. So stay tuned for that. We got phones, we got watches, we got Austin Evans. So, yeah.